Gaurav Bhatia, today your own policemen have exposed you. You know, your whole design has been completely laid bare. These are a string of policemen who have made it very clear about what was going on there. What do you have to say now? That, are they all lying, Mr. Bhatia?
No, Arnab, I just saw, and what did one of the police man say? He said they did not act because they were scared. That was the comment made by your channel, and that was what the policeman also said. So that is his own view. That amounts to dereliction of duty on his part.
Oh, blame the policeman.
Received orders to. No, why?
No, that's not what he said.
Why do we get into the blame game?
Gaurav, you are being so selective. You are being so selective.
Your channel said I'm repeating that.
No, you are not.
They did not act because they were scared.
You are being selective, Gaurav. You are being selective. Let's see how the others are reading it. Let's see how some of the other panelists are reading this sting operation. Let's go to Asaduddin Owaisi. How do you read the sting operation, Asaduddin?
You can ask me whatever questions you have, and I'll answer your question.
We put our tape out. I just want to get a sense of how the other panelists are viewing it.
Design.
Mr. Owaisi.
Sure.
I am not at all surprised with the sting, what the inspector or the police officer was saying, because there is a pattern, Arnab, over here of Samajwadi Party's match fixing. That is, let me go back, give me 1 minute, let me go back and say when Khalid Mujahid died in police custody, the Chief Minister said, no, he died with natural death. Very next day, the Chief Minister suspended 9 police officers. After saying in same breath, he died natural death. Let me remind the SP spokesperson of Faizabad, October 2012. DM and SP were suspended in October 2012. May 2013, they are reinstated. Am I wrong in saying this? Third point, Arnab, is that when SP made a promise before election that they'll withdraw all terrorist cases against Muslims, they went in a very inefficient way to the High Court. The High Court made a stinging remark. And what was their plea to High Court? In maintenance of public order and communal harmony, we want to withdraw those cases. So this is what you had called, and when you had done a program on that Yatra, you had called this a footsie match between BJP and SP. This is the same thing going on. What SP is doing, some tokenism, and in the end, the result is SP assuming that they're politically going to gain. They're not gaining. It is the BJP who's gaining.
I'll get into who's gaining and who's we'll get into who's gaining and who's not gaining. That's not the point. The point here is that today I have the police officers Meenakshi Lekhi saying that there were, I repeat, no clear instructions to take any preventive action. I have them on tape saying that we were not even told to fire warning shots. All we needed was that we could have at least fired warning shots to scare off the mob. We were not even told to do that, and yet you find the diffidence of the Samajwadi Party representative. Meenakshi Lekhi.
There is a pattern which is being followed, whether it's Mr. Owaisi, it's the Congress party, or it's the SP. They represent a certain mindset, and that is appeasement of minority community, even if it is at the cost of law and order. And the cost of law and order is very simple. 7 rape cases happened between January and August. No FIR was registered in Uttar Pradesh. 35 cases of riots in previous times. And 7 rape cases, 3 girls were minors, including Dalits. And under those circumstances, you are brewing a kind of disaffection amongst the other members of other communities, because for registering, it's a citizen's right to have FIR registered and the culprits be booked. And if that is not happening, because somebody comes from a certain community, that means you are playing with the law and order situation, and that is precisely what leads to disaffection amongst the communities. And these 3 parties represent that particular mindset. The further evidence we find is the first time when Mr. Yadav appears as a chief minister before the cameras on the first to second day of riot, he comes with a skull cap as if he's going for an iftar or Eid celebration, and which is completely not required when you're dealing with law and order situation. And that kind of dress up
why was that required? No, I want, what was that symbolism? One second. Let's get an answer from what kind of symbolism was that? What kind of symbolism was that? What kind of fake symbolism was that? No, I asked the Samajwadi Party representative. You don't take action,
Yeah,
you prevent your people
asking
from
me,
taking
Arnab?
action, you don't allow preventive action to be taken, your policemen are dead scared that if they take action, action will be taken against them, they are made to be mute spectators, and then you carry out political symbolism. I think you should apologize for what you're doing here today, and I said today that if Mulayam Singh Yadav so desperately wants to be the Prime Minister of India,
please,
if Mulayam Singh Yadav wants to so desperately be the Prime Minister of India, there must be another way to be one.
Those are your personal views. You can say whatever you want.
That's the views of a large number of people.
Please don't make such... Yes, now I will reply to your questions.
Yes, please do.
Statements made by Mr. Owaisi and Mrs. Meenakshi Lekhi. Mr. Owaisi was saying that the cases were withdrawn and the reasoning given was that we want to maintain harmony. That's not correct. In each and every case, on the basis of the facts, where it was seen that on the basis of the evidence available, when it was some people were falsely implicated.
What evidence available? Your police force is on record today saying we are scared if we do anything.
No.
What evidence available? There's a culture of fear in your prosecuting machinery.
Yes, out.
Meenakshi,
Mrs. Meenakshi Lekhi, please do not interrupt. When you were speaking, I was listening
1
to
second.
you. Mrs. Lekhi, yes.
She's asking you counter question.
The court
Ms. Lekhi, go ahead.
that, and that is why withdrawal of cases is subject to judicial scrutiny. Okay, just because a state government files an application doesn't mean the case would be withdrawn. Then, secondly...
Oh God, but why withdraw the cases at the same time? You know, why withdraw the cases? Withdrawal of cases is subject to judicial scrutiny. Wonderful. Wonderful. This is a lawyer trying to confound the debate tonight. The lawyer in Gaurav Bhatia is desperately trying to confound the debate tonight by saying you don't allow the police to do their job. Your prosecuting machinery has collapsed. You withdraw the cases.
Having me on your channel, Arnab.
Gaurav,
will you allow me to answer?
Gaurav, you're not answering the fact. What the sting operation is exposed.
Yes, I am answering now. You said that the police officer who was on camera is afraid to act. Now, out of the thousands of police officers who were doing their duty, who were even at the spot risking their lives, just because this one person comes and he should be charged with dereliction of duty,
anyone who speaks the truth, anyone who speaks the truth will be punished. Anyone who speaks the truth will be punished. Now, what you'll do is you will go after those junior police officers
risking their lives.
Really risking their lives. So I asked the Congress person tonight, Sanjay Jha. 1 minute. Sanjay Jha.
The opinion of one police officer
Sanjay Jha,
who just said that I was afraid
Sanjay Jha, how long?
So is it not
Sanjay Jha,
on his part?
Sanjay Jha, for how long? For how long? For how long? For how long will you allow this? I say you will allow this, as in the center will allow this. Your state Congress says there's a fixed match between the SP and the BSP. What happened to your senior Congress leadership? Why is Rahul Gandhi not demanding immediately the resignation of Akhilesh? And at the same time dissociating himself from the Samajwadi Party at the center in protest against the communalization of Uttar Pradesh. Why isn't he doing that?
There should be a resignation of each chief minister. Even Mr. Narendra Modi should then resign.
40 riots.
All the CMs, wherever riots take place, they should resign.
Congress turn.
The standards be not the same.
I will start
the Congress turn. Yes.
Yeah, Arnav, I just want to make a very quick point here. And I think that's something that should be a matter of concern for all of us, and particularly the viewers watching this program. Muzaffarnagar is, I think, a manifestation of organized, polarized politics that you're seeing from two parties in Uttar Pradesh. I don't think there can be any dispute about it. It is important that in your tape, when you talked about the Mahapanchayat, I mean, it's absolutely preposterous when Meenakshi Lekhi sits there grandstanding on, communal disharmony, when it is her party which is principally responsible for number of disturbances that are happening not just in Muzaffarnagar but across the country. It's a much more serious issue. I think Muzaffarnagar is symptomatic of the kind of
wonderful. So Sanjay Jha, so there you go. So there you go, Sanjay Jha. I'm talking about Muzaffarnagar.
No, 1 minute. Let me
does it embarrass you to talk about Muzaffarnagar? Does it embarrass you to take a straight position against the Samajwadi Party?
But he's right, Arnab.
I'm answering your question.
He's right.
No, he's right because he's giving you a clean
Let me answer your question.
He's obviously right for you.
No, because all the SP, all the MLAs, one of them, BJP MLA was...
Gaurav Bhatia, who's the chief minister? Who's the chief minister of Uttar Pradesh? Akhilesh or Narendra Modi?
And
Is Narendra Modi the Chief Minister of Uttar
The Chief
Pradesh?
Minister of the state took all appropriate measures.
He did not, and I have it on tape tonight.
Let me answer your
He
question.
did not.
very quickly.
I have it on tape tonight. And you say all the policemen I have on tape are lying.
Let me answer your question
Sanjay
very
Jha.
quickly.
Sanjay Jha, and then I'll come back.
Arnab, Mahapanchayat happened on September 7. No, why don't you follow the logical sequence of events? Mahapanchayat happened on September 7. There were BJP MLAs making very serious inflammatory statements. Violence happens within 48 hours. More than 50 people died. Is there not a logical sequence of events?
No, Sanjay Jha, both you and Gaurav Bhatia, need to answer one question.
The state government had to anticipate. The state government had to anticipate and prevent.
I have two questions for both of you.
That is something that the SP government needs to explain.
I have
but there are bigger issues here. Arnab, just give me one more minute.
In the garb of bigger issues, you are going soft on the Mulayam Singh Yadav.
The point I'm going to make is you heard the statement of the BJP spokesperson yesterday. The BJP spokesperson makes this absurd and outrageous statement.
Sanjay, this
the Prime Minister of India,
Sanjay, let's not do this. Dodge, deflect.
They mock the secularism
Sanjay, let's
of
not
India.
do this.
They mock secularism, which is our constitution.
Sanjay Jha, don't
do.
Sanjay
so I think we need to debate the final
Sanjay Jha,
rather than reduce
Sanjay Jha,
debate
there are
only an incident in Muzaffarnagar.
Mr. Sanjay Jha,
it is a larger communal.
Sanjay Jha and Gaurav Bhatia, can I have a minute? Can I have a minute between both of you? Now I know this, Sanjay Jha, that there will be some news channels in this country which will allow you to go away from Muzaffarnagar and talk about, quote unquote, larger issues. I assure you that I too want to discuss about larger issues, but in the name of larger issues, I will not allow real issues. Once I have two questions.
You have not discussed the role of BJP.
I have discussed the role of the BJP ad nauseum. I do not have to be reminded about discussing the role of the BJP, but allow me to ask you two questions, gentlemen. Gaurav Bhatia and Sanjay Jha take two questions, right? And my first question goes to Gaurav Bhatia.